My reign as a Jeopardy champion lasted almost 35 minutes.
This was coming, like the waiting room of the vasectomist, and I know that's not what he's called. I know there's like a fancy word, but...
If you leave, I have nothing left to live for.
Okay, so we're all here tonight because of the fear. Fear is all about self-preservation, right? Like you see something or you're scared of something and all of a sudden you kind of go a little bit inward, your adrenaline ramps up and you want to protect yourself. I never expected to feel the fear at a Koka Booth concert in Cary where Colbie Caillat was performing. Yeah. So let me just rewind a little bit. I have a food truck called American Meltdown, and on Twitter we use a hashtag. Wonderful, thank you. We have a hashtag that we use, Melt Gods, and that was more born out of hubris while we were on corners serving nobody for 6 hours, thinking we had the best grilled cheese in the world. And we were like, we're the Melt Gods, why isn't anybody here? So fast forward to Miss Colbie, and I'm really excited for this service. It's our demographic, it's a bunch of young ladies, and their dates. This is gonna be a great time. It's a pretty packed show. Gates open, and the orders start coming in, and the girl taking orders, Carly, there's an uptick in her pace, and I'm like, oh, here we go. Rush is about to start. And I turn over to Rebecca, who we had called in last minute because we felt we needed a fourth person. And thank God she came, because we really did need that fourth person to back us up, but she wasn't even supposed to be there. So I turn to her, and I'm like, hey, Rebecca, how long is that line? And she just kind of turns and looks at me, and she's like, Paul, it stretches to Narnia. I'm like, oh man. And a lot of chefs or kitchen people would maybe get slightly scared here because, all right, here we go. I'm just gonna get pummeled for an hour. Awesome. This is awful. Everything's gonna go wrong. But no, I'm really excited. It's my truck and the money's just gonna come in. It's gonna be a great night. So 45 minutes into a phenomenal service, these two giant mutant killer bees fly in to the food truck. And if you've seen food trucks, they're pretty small. We operate out of 170 square feet. So two giant bees fly in. And these were the kind of bees where there's two parts to their body. There was the stinger part, which was like 4 inches long easily. And then there was this second part with like a lion's mane and big, beady, black, predatory eyes just staring at you. And the wings were displacing air. I mean, these things were moving and Carly, God bless her, she keeps taking orders. She's not phased one bit. She's not stopping, and she keeps rattling on, so the orders keep piling up. Now, Jacob is very scared of Carly. We call her the organizational whip on the truck. So he's not gonna defy her. He's just gonna keep doing whatever she says. And he keeps piling sandwiches on the griddle for me. And I look over at Rebecca, and all of a sudden, she crouches down, and I'm looking at her, and she's crouching down like this. And all of a sudden, I look at her, and I'm like, Rebecca, what's wrong? And she's like, Paul, I don't have my EpiPen. The look of terror in her face terrified me because fear is contagious, right? All of a sudden, the fear pheromones just start taking over. And now I have a couple fears here. One, this girl's gonna die on my truck, and all of Narnia is gonna see it. All of it. And it's like, not only did she bail me out tonight as like a fourth person, but she's gonna die on my business, and I'm gonna have to go to her funeral, and it's gonna be all my fault. So I just grab her and I push her over to this side because the bees are swarming in this one area. Carly's still taking orders. She doesn't care. So I'm like, so I take this acid degreaser that we have that cuts grime off everything. You could have grime for 2 years and I'll just cut right through it. And I start spraying it at the bees. Doesn't faze them one bit. They take a quick drop from the moisture and then they fly right back up and they're really angry now. They're swatting. And all of Narnia is like, swat at them, swat at them. And I'm like, okay. So I'm swatting, we open the back doors of the truck. They're not going out. They're hanging. They like the smell. So we use a blowtorch on the truck. And I'm like, Rebecca's watching the grill and I see her take the torch and I'm like, give me that! And I take the blowtorch and I light the bees on fire and they explode into smoke in front of all the people because I sprayed acid degreaser on them. And Rebecca while I'm blowtorching the shit out of the ceiling, Rebecca's like, Melt Gods!